problem with Lex Friedman is that the left is impossible to please. You're beholden to him because I assume you're friendly-ish with
I don't think
him.
I'm beholden to anybody, but
Do you ever think you're getting another interview with him?
absolutely not.
So we can go balls to the wall then right now, can't we?
If you want to.
I do. Say what you think about him.
Their payment for about a year's worth of work was about $760,000.
That's money.
But to be a spy, we're gonna go ahead and route this money through like a New York bank, and the memo is gonna say things like for iPhone version 518, 256.
Is that what it said in the indictment?
Yes. Yeah. Oh no, damn.
Oh boy.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
This is making it difficult for me.
No, it's so funny too, okay? Because, yeah, damn, I'm so curious.
Me too.
Wait, Google her Twitter account. When was her last tweet? She'll be messaging her Russian contact who supposedly lives in Paris, asking, hey, what's the status of my invoice? And then she won't get a response. And then defendant one typed into Google, time in Moscow.
She's probably in jail.
$9.7 million over about a year.
That's a lot of money. That's like
Most of that was paid out to Dave Rubin, Tim Pool, and Benny Johnson, though.
how much?
I think it was around $8 million between just those three people.
So they got a small portion for themselves.
They cashed in, yeah.
That's
Crazy. I
how-
never thought for like 1 second, like kind of weird that Lauren Chen, this relatively small person in online media, somehow has the money in this company to pay me $400,000 a month. Tim Pool and Dave Rubin, neither of them thought, kind of weird that we're putting out videos that are getting like 8,000 views per video and we're getting paid, $400,000 a month. Kind of weird, huh?
It's do you think these people ever have this like moment of zen and they're like, oh, I'm a spy. I'm that dude who like helps the enemy.
It's even worse than that though. Like being a spy is at least kind of cool. Being a useful idiot is like the most embarrassing, cringy thing.
Well, being a spy is cool if you're in on it, right? So like,
well, that's what it means to be a spy versus a useful idiot, right?
Well, to a certain extent, right? Like, so for instance, like you being secretly born in Israel and working for Israel right now, like that's like being a spy. That's legitimate. But for her just to sell out for Russia for money, it's just kind of like pathetic a little bit, right? And when the time comes and these people are arrested, I assume that's coming. It has to be coming.
For Lauren Chen and her husband, I would imagine there are indictments on the way for them.
Yep.
Unfortunately, for all of the commenters, I don't think so.
I don't think they should though. I mean,
it depends on what the conversations look like.
So, based on the indictment that dropped so far, there was nothing in there that indicated that they specifically knew. They're like, okay, well, I guess,
in these indictments, that's true. Yeah.
But if something more came, then absolutely. So, I wonder if when these people are like, it's never going to happen. But like when they get arrested for treason, they're like, I never would have thought I was going to be a chick arrested for treason. That's kind of wacky. That's me though, selling my country downstream for $1 million.
And it's just so, I don't understand. I don't know. Like they were doing fine. Like why? It's got to be an ideology thing. What is it, mice or whatever? Money, ideology, C was something, and then E was something, I forget.
Was it?
Yeah, there's like 4 things. It's like the 4 letters, the acronym for why people sell out their country or whatever.
Well, money, power. I said money was one.
Oh no, money, influence, compromise, ego. Those 4.
Yeah, wouldn't one be like you're not respected by your peers? So like someone comes to you and you're like, you know what, we really value your work. And you're like, yeah, that's right. I am the best StarCraft 2 player. F these guys. And
that might be the ego one, maybe?
That could be interesting.
Oh, it is ideology.
Okay. Let's read this statement by Timothy Cast. Would you like to read it?
I do want to. My statement regarding allegations in the DOJ indictment. Should these allegations prove true, I, as well as the other personalities and commentators, were deceived and are victims. I cannot speak for anyone else at the company as to what they do or to what they are instructed. The Culture War podcast was licensed by Tenet Media. It existed well before any license agreement with Tenet, and it will continue to exist after any such agreement expires. The only change with the agreement was that the location of the live broadcast moved to Tenet's YouTube channel. I and the Culture War podcast never produced any content. for Tenet Media. Never at any point did anyone other than I have full editorial control of the show, and the contents of the show are often apolitical. Examples include discussing spirituality, dating, and video games. Yeah, 3 very not political subjects right now. The show is produced in its entirety by our local team without input from anyone external to the company. The Culture War is a separate company, not associated with timcast.com or other properties. It exists solely for the production of the Culture War podcast. That being said, we still do not know what is true, as these are only allegations. Putin is a scumbag, Russia sucks donkey balls, and to the journalists who wish to jump the gun, create their own narrative, or lie about what is currently going on, you can eat my Irish ass. I like how he's Irish now. Before he was was it Korean? What does he have? He talked about how when he grew up, he was bullied for being Asian.
What? Really?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know.
Somebody linked the video.
Okay.
Somebody linked the video in chat about his Asian experience, Asian American experience growing up, please.
How much do you think Tim Pool makes?
Maybe 8 figures. He's very, very, very wealthy. That guy's show, he's huge outreach.
So maybe 10 million a year.
Maybe,
but definitely
clear is over $1 million, easy. Probably like my guess would be somewhere like just off the top of my head. My guess would be somewhere in the 3 to 8 million range. It depends. I don't know how much those supplement sponsors should pay.
You don't know how many. Dude, they pay a lot. Do you see how much money fucking Alex Jones was making?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It could be. Yeah, it could be like in the 8-figure range.
It could be fucking what? How the fuck are there that many stupid people? That's what I don't understand. Alex Jones was selling like hundreds of millions of dollars of this shit. Like, it's crazy. Of like nothing. Of just like...
My guess for like those types of things are it's probably a fuck ton of markup, and it's the marginal cost, and the R&D is non-existent. Like to make one of those pills, it probably costs like 2 cents. And people
nothing.
Pay $35 for Vitality male vitamins.
Yeah, the whole thing is like... The shipping in the fucking pill container.
The capsules themselves are probably more than the ingredients inside, yeah.
Well, it's like the homeopathy shit, right? It's like it's got a fucking...
Well, homeopathy could be real sometimes, maybe.
Why do you do this? Why do you do this? Why? No, it can never be real. I swear to God, I will fucking burn every... Don't you hate Dr. K now that he's wearing a fucking Palestine flag, apparently, on his fucking thing? Is that not enough for you to burn you over? Bring you over. Anyways, all right. Well, Timmy, I'm sorry that this is happening to you. Elon may have tweeted something cringe. No, this is not the correct one. Elon... What a loser. Imagine not having Elon Musk.
Oh, let's see what AI-generated misinformation the owner of Twitter is tweeting today.
Hey, but this is interesting. So the Elon account, Twitter, Elon allows this to exist, and it's an anti-Elon account. That's kind of fucking wild, no?
That's called controlled opposition.
You think?
I have no idea, actually.
I don't either. All right, there he is, Captain Suck himself. What's he bitching about? Oh, 1 minute ago. Can't be that. 6 minutes ago.
I don't think he doesn't run this account. 0 chance. 0% chance. He might like have, sometimes he might do it.
No, I think he's a retard. He probably runs it.
You think he tweeted 3 times in the last, or 5 times in the last 10 minutes?
So, here's the thing. I thought about this. Did I say this last show? I don't care. I'll say it again. I don't care.
Say it again. Do it.
If I had $50 billion,
yeah, I
would not buy Twitter.
Really?
I would become a James Bond villain and buy a fucking mountain and hollow it out and have like a team of 300 people there working on, it doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? Like sharks with lasers, literally. Like that could be your life. You could be that fucking guy with $50 billion. But this retard bought fucking Twitter.
That's fucking wild.
It is. What would you do with $50 billion? Would you become a James Bond villain? Cool. Sick. Awesome.
Roll the Dan clip about being Batman if he was rich.
Or would you buy Twitter?
I would be the Batman guy for sure.
I would be the Batman guy too. I would be the Batman guy.
Tony Stark built a social media network with a box of APIs and some old IRC logs, okay? And you can't even
make... Some old IRC servers is what you would have to say.
You can't even make
some 486s.
Yeah. Way back in the day.
He strung them together and then...
Tony Stark was using using a number 2 pencil to draw lanes on PCBs, and you guys can't even make a functional social media platform. What's going on out here?
All these new frogs, they don't know about the turbo button on your PC. Do you even know about the turbo button?
I don't know about the turbo button.
Yeah, the 486s used to have a turbo button, and you would normally run it with the turbo on, obviously. Okay, that gives you the extra megahertz. But sometimes you would get that game, okay, and the game wouldn't run correct because the clock cycles were going too fast, and you would have to turn off the turbo to run that button. And that's That's why the turbo button was there on the older
Sounds
PCs.
wild. Furtive in chat found the link.
Okay. Of
Go,
what?
Just go. Furtive, he's got it. Scroll up.
Okay.
Yep, scroll up. No, more.
More.
Furtive.
Furtive.
The ACLU, when they supported affirmative action at Harvard, which lumps all Asians, Indian, Chinese, Laotians into one category, and I find that offensive as an Asian person. And so when
I also find that offensive.
Doesn't he? Now, I feel like there's another video where he's talking about discrimination that he experienced as an Asian person, like more than this. But
I don't know about David Pakman's angle here.
I like it. He looks superior as like, look, this is like the quivering, crying child, like they're looking below. And now this is like David Pakman, brave based, like ready to the planet.
No,
Look
this
at
is
him.
like the I showed you my penis, please respond meme.
Oh my God, he has my exact same mic and my shock mount. That's crazy. Good job, David. But anyway, yeah.
That's another guy, by the way. If you're adding to the list of the people from there, from that town, David Pakman, Vito, Mr. Girl.
Oh, wait, we're talking to him soon, aren't we?
Yeah.
In a week?
Or something. All right. So as an Asian or a Jew, you could say, because they were also discriminated against.
Really? Were they?
I mean, I don't know. Do you really want to go to Harvard if it's just a bunch of Chens and Sheckelsteins there?
Yeah, I would actually.
You do. You want to be the
I
one.
wouldn't even think twice about
You
it.
would be like, hi, I'm Stephen Bunnell. And they'd be like, oh, you're the affirmative action hire, I see. That's what they would look at you and say that.
That would be.
And think that.
That's what my Cuban heritage is for, to grab those affirmative action hires.
Do you claim that you're Latino to try and, if you were trying to get into college right now, would you say you were Latino?
Absolutely. You don't think I didn't have a Latino sponsorship or not sponsorships, scholarships, financial aid and shit at UNO? Absolutely.
Really?
It was like $1,000 or something, but yeah, it was better than nothing. Hell yeah.
Interesting.
Absolutely. Usually you have to write like some bullshit essay about your experience growing up or whatever, and then it's like the freebies.
Do you use the word Latinx?
I would never use the word Latinx. Never.
Latinx.
Latinx.
Like
yeah.
Kleenex?
Something. It's cringe.
Do you think it's pronounced like Kleenex or Latinx?
I think it's Latinx.
Kleenex. Latinx.
Okay. Yeah.
Doesn't have a good ring to it.
Okay. Latinx. My bad.
That's like a word that we made for Hispanic people, and somehow that was okay for us to do that. It's kind of
Well, they didn't
interesting.
understand how oppressed they were being by their own language, and then we, as white gods, gifted them
Saviors, actually.
white saviors.
Yes.
Yes,
We, the royal we, the Cuban,
I agree.
in the
A progressive with blue hair walked up to the river of Latinos,
Yes.
and then they drank the potion like in Prometheus, and their body dissolved and Latinx dispersed into all the water.
that is how we do. Okay. All right. Well,
Wait, have you heard of the movie Alien Romulus?
is that the new one?
That's the new one.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Have you?
No, it's supposed to be good though.
Okay. What, ooh, man, we could have a whole movie thing that we do.
Yeah.
I didn't think Prometheus was bad.
Okay.
I knew that was going to hurt you when I said that.
It's okay. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
What is it specifically that you hated about the movie?
Hey, if you want to see the full episode of this, go to patreon.com/anything else for great content like this and more.
Yeah, you're missing 2 hours, dumbass.
Maybe.
This is only 1 hour. There's 2 hours more.
We have no idea how many hours.
All right.
It's hard to just name one thing, but I can start on a few. The performances were horrible.
Which performance was?
All of them.
Really?
Including Fassbender is his name?
Yeah.
You don't get points for acting like, wow, he did so good acting like an unemotional robot. That was so crazy, bro. Stupid. All the performances were cringeworthy as fuck. The story was stupid and boring. They cut out what could have been the most exciting stuff, like on the fucking script.
What did you not like about the story?
It was boring and stupid.
So you had this rich billionaire, Elon Musk, who had kind of created AI a little bit, and in doing so created like his AI sex robot, and they had found a planet, and they were going there to try and do something, and it turns out that this planet like is not interested and is going to kill him. Aliens.
Yeah?
Is
what?
What do you
Wait,
take
what
for?
do you, what?
What do you... I'm trying to piece together because it's been a minute and I'm a few drinks in. Okay, Prometheus. Billionaire dude. Yes?
Yes.
Stay here with me so far.
No, okay. You're mainly right. Basically, mainly correct.
Okay.
Billionaire guy travels secretly to some planet because they think they found like I don't know how they know it's like the creator aliens. Maybe because they found the hieroglyphics that pointed them to the family or to the planet or whatever of the people that created humans, supposedly. Yeah. Then when they get there, Michael wheels out the Wayland guy who's still alive so that he can talk to the creator to figure out the key to immortality. And then the guy gets mad and kills him.
He just smashes him.
Yeah.
That guy is he's probably got a monster.
The Prometheus guy?
Yeah.
Absolutely huge.
Oh my God. Well, actually, do you think he probably does? Yeah.
You want to know what was really interesting?
Yeah.
The engineer, so when they were writing the script for this movie, in the original script, the engineer guy he went on a huge diatribe about why humankind like wasn't worth existing and wasn't worth saving, why they wanted to destroy it. And he goes on to talk about how they'd abducted a human and then they trained him in the ways of like being a perfect person. They sent him back to the planet and then we crucified him. So Jesus was a Prometheus alien. I thought it was really interesting. But they fleshed out the engineers and their relationship to the human people, like to mankind, like way more. But then they ended up cutting all of that from the script. And instead he's just some like edgy bald dude who rips the android in half and then kills everybody like a loser. I think that would have made it a little bit more interesting. But the main problem with the movie is just it's a incoherent, like garbled jumble of mess of bullshit. Like all of them walking inside and finding the aliens and the people like the flamethrowers and the zombies and all of it is just cringe. And the plot doesn't like reinforce itself well. I don't know how to describe it. There's like a lot of unnecessary like bullshit and garbage that doesn't need to be there.
It's a two-parter, right? Or there's a prequel or a sequel or something?
Well, Prometheus is technically the prequel to the movie Alien.
No, there's another.
They made more. There was like Alien Covenant, which is the one after, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was also cringe.
That was cringe.
Because the lady starts the movie off dead, and it's just like stupid.
Interesting.
God, those were both horrible movies. Oh my God.
Is there any good movies?
Alien Romulus was supposed to be good.
Yeah, but
I haven't seen it yet, though.
Yeah, well, we don't know.
Oh my God, I watched the Napoleon movie.
Yeah, I've seen that.
But you watched Napoleon?
Yeah.
That might be one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, it was pretty boring.
Wow. That was Ridley Scott as well, Prometheus.
Oh.
That was an actual horrible movie. Every single scene was two people sitting in a CGI'd room talking to each other, and you didn't care about any of them ever. Like half the movie was that.
Yeah, I didn't.
Remember the scene where the guy's like, come in from out of the cold, and they step into a tent where the flaps are wide open and they just talk? What a horrible movie.
That's the thing that's getting you?
All of it was horrible. The battles were horrible and stupid. Everything was horrible and stupid. All the scenes were the same and stupid. I didn't care about anybody. It was just a horrible, terrible movie. And Joaquin Phoenix either gave a bad performance or just was an inappropriate choice as an actor for the movie.
I feel like it has to be a requirement that if you're making a movie, it has to be better in every way in production than a random Game of Thrones episode. And if it's not, you've failed.
Well, that's not fair. Game of Thrones had really good production.
The worst Game of Thrones episode is better than some movies.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, that's not like you got to set the bar somewhere.
Wait, Ridley Scott did Blade Runner 2049? I thought that was another guy who did
That was a good movie.
That was a good movie. Wait, look that up. No shot. It was another director. I always forget his name, but he's the guy that did
Denis Villeneuve.
Yes. Yeah, that one. Didn't he do Dune or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who the f just said that? You fucking retard.
Dune and Blade Runner. How is he going to try and lie to us? Oh. Annihilation. Really? Just that's it.
It's not like the worst movie I've ever seen, but it's like, it's okay.
I like movies that have impact on you a little bit. I felt like that movie gave you a little bit of impact. Another example of a movie that has impact on you is Requiem for a Dream. Man. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Another thing that has impact on you. You felt nothing from Annihilation.
It was okay.
I'm not asking about how it was as a movie. I'm saying how it made you feel, especially with that sound, that signature sound. Actually, fun fact, apparently this movie was made because the director heard the sound, that signature sound for Annihilation.
I don't even remember. What the f is a signature sound?
You're going to hear it. That one. You're like, yes, I remember that. So there's a dude that's like from a song or something, and he heard it. The director heard this and he was like, "Yep, this is a movie. I'm gonna turn this into a fucking movie."
Wow.
And that's what he did. That's a good shit right there. You know what else is really good? There's some good sound shit in Dune. You know you like that sound shit.
Dune soundtrack was amazing. Yeah,
amazing.
of course.
The best.
I don't know if to say the best, but it was really good. Yeah.
You know the best sound in Dune? I'm not going to be able to find it.
Oh, Dan's about to do some dumb shit.
This is me emerging from Gal Gadot's septic system.
So it's done, finally.
I'm sorry. Why did I say
Good
that?
job. Good one, Dan.
Oh, God. Okay. No, this is not the scene I was thinking of. Anyone. There's one where it turns on his spine. Okay. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to find it, and it's triggering me. Anyways, it's really good. It sounds good. It's like.
Okay, I believe you. I don't like movies where there's like a huge where things should always like be building towards something or like advancing some feeling or theme of the movie. Like everything should work. And I feel like with Annihilation, I just feel like there were a lot of scenes and things. Like that was the movie that had the whole fight with the invading bear or something, right? That scene where
invading bear,
like the bear comes into the thing and they have to kill it or run away. They're all screaming. Am I making this up? God, so much of that movie was fucking forgettable. That's my issue. So much of that movie was fucking forgettable.
So fucking cool.
Ugh.
I don't know. I disagree, but that's fine.
Good.
All right. I would like to get into, let's broach another topic besides movies and what we have so far. And you know what? Let's talk about our buddy, Lexi Friedman. You know of this man? You know of this man I speak. He is very good part of creating information. How do you feel his interview with former President Trump went?
I'd say about as expected. I think it's what most people expected it to be as, yeah. I will say, I really wish more people would just transcribe Trump like speeches, or not speeches, but like conversations. He truly, wait, have we talked about this? I think Trump is legitimately like 85, 95 IQ. Like he's in that range. He's below average intelligence.
You know, he was smart before.
I don't think he ever was, actually.
Hold on.
I've seen him talk in court about real estate.
Yeah, like that one.
Yeah, I don't think he's that smart. You can watch it again.
Let's say,
I think he's like heard some terms and he like kind of has like a broad gist of it. But it would be like if I was explaining it to like a retarded coworker and I was like, hey, can you, and they'd be like, yeah, real estate's important. You got to have like the right buildings and make sure the right people are there. I don't know. I don't think he's ever been like even of average intelligence. I think he's always like slightly below average.
Yeah.
And listening to him talk to Lex, I was like, my God, this is a real dumb motherfucker. He's actually moronic. Like it's insane to me how stupid he is.
I feel I already didn't like Lex beforehand because I feel like he only, you know what he is? He's the type of guy that'll only like push back when it's safe to do so.
You mean like when he grilled me for 30 minutes on me saying retarded?
Yeah, exactly. Like you can do that, but you ask the president, like, hey, you know, you didn't win, and me and some people really like your policies. And Trump's answer is like, well, I'll tell you, you know, those people coming in from the south of the border, they're coming in like never before seen.
Or what was the one where he's like, what are we going to do about divisiveness in our country? And he's like, well, we need to, you know, the communists, they're all communists.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
He's just, the problem I think with Lex Friedman is that, you know, I think it starts at one point. The left is impossible to please. And I think that for most people turns them away permanently from that.
Well,
and the right is very opening to this type of stuff.
I don't think I would say the left is impossible to please. I would just say that the left has some type of standard for behavior and the right has no standards. You can do anything and they're shameless. Like look at how Tim and Benny and maybe even Lauren Chen and her husband are going to try to walk away from this and go like, oh, well, you know, oops. Like
I don't think
like if that happened. Sorry, go ahead.
If that happened, I'm listening.
I'm good.
No, speak. Sprechen.
If you would, do you understand that you could be killed? Okay. If it came out that me and 5 other commentators were getting paid by people who were taking money from Israel to promote Jewish interests in the United States, you know there would be like a mass extermination event for Jews in this country by conservative. Like, it would be game over if it was discovered that Israel had paid $10 million to some company to pay some of the most popular political YouTubers to do content for them. It would be like, that's it. Like, you will never, you could, there's like 50 years of Holocaust like in store for the Jews. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but like that would be the conspiracy. I feel like it would be the new USS Liberty.
No, I feel like if I'm Hassan right now, I'm just saying, yeah, it's called IPAC or APAC.
APAC? Yeah, but it's not. This is what they think APAC is. But this is real. This actually happened, right? Like, it's so irritating that all the things that conservatives keep like secretly accusing Democrats of doing, now it's coming out more and more and more. You've done this. Weaponizing the DOJ. Trump tried to do that, right? Telling the DOJ who to indict, Trump did that on Fox News. Using private email servers, Trump and the conservatives did that. He had a phone and everything. Nobody cared. Getting paid by foreign media outlets to cover them favorably, like through secret shell companies and through not reporting to FARA and through fraudulent money transfers and shit. Like, they did this.
FARA's involved?
The foreign something. You have to register as a foreign agent, FARA.
Oh, I thought we were talking about...
Like, they do all of this.
FARA Fridays.
Yeah. Like, and it's so shameless. It's like so shameless. Like, this should be like career ending.
It should be
for at least Tim Pool, if not for the other five. At least for Tim Pool, who markets himself as like an investigative guy who got to start doing investigative media journalism, right? Like, how do you miss that? That's you. Like, you worked for the thing. You were part of the thing that you're supposed to be like the watchdog against. If any of his fans actually believe any of the shit that he says, right?
I mean, he's certainly going to try and say, like, listen, you can see in my post right there, I say, Russia. Russia can suck a dick. Fuck you, Russia.
Except you literally can't, because if you go to my Twitter and you look at the thing that I tweeted like 4 tweets ago, he literally has said that Ukraine is the one that started the war and that Ukraine is an enemy of the war.
I can play as Tim Pool. It's not hard. I can do it. Like, yeah, I do not agree with America's continued funding of someone else's war. I think we should focus at home. I'm sorry. I stand by that. Putin is still a asshole, but do I think we should be sending shit to Ukraine? Absolutely not. And I stand by that. Absolutely. Everything I said.
That's fine. You can say that. You can say that, but I'm saying that in any media environment with any amount of integrity, that person's career would be over.
Oh.
It would be done. Like, I could never trust a single thing you ever say. You couldn't tell this random no-name company from this loser who it was like barely relevant in the media space anymore, who worked for the fucking Blaze, is paying you $500,000 a month, and you didn't stop to think for 1 second? What the fuck?
I'm sorry, Destiny. I don't look into it, okay? Where I'm not going and looking at every specific investor. I'm sorry, do you know every single person at Kick that's paying you? Okay.
I assume it comes from casinos.
You assume, but you have no idea. Okay. You know what there is? There's a very right-wing leaning bent on that site. Okay. And they might keep you there as the token Cuban. You don't know. You don't ask the question. So why am I being held to some impossible standard where I have to know? Like, a media company said, hey, we want to pay you. We want to have you under this thing here. There's some topics we want to cover. And it's already related to the shit I cover. Yeah, that's called being a journalist.
Kick isn't contracting me for political content. I think if they were doing it, maybe there'd be a few more questions there. Like, the closest thing you could accuse us of being is potentially like progressive victory, maybe. Except they seem to be fully aligned for the most part with my interests. But
well, I would agree with the same thing. So you're talking about a company has come to me and said, "Hey, produce content saying that we shouldn't be sending money to fucking Ukraine." Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think we should be sending money to Ukraine. I want to end all wars and have America focus on America first and not on other people's wars. Like, that's easy money.
That's not the only thing it covers, though. Here's what you should really be asking. If a foreign entity has identified you as being easy to use for their own propaganda, you should stop and think that, like, Matt, maybe I'm the bad guy right now, or maybe my talking points, maybe my media, my whatever I'm trying to send out to the world, right? However I'm reporting on things, whatever messages I'm pushing, the statements that I'm making, maybe it's not a good thing if they happen to wholly and completely align with what is purportedly an enemy of the country that I exist in, right? Like, maybe that should be cause for concern, no?
Well, the problem, I think, is that I don't agree with a lot of the policies of the radical left and Joe Biden that they're pushing right now. And I want to see change in this country. And so when you're talking about things like, should there be tampons in the men's bathroom? And should we be having, I don't know, what else did the right people go crazy about. And it doesn't matter. When you're talking about that, yeah, guess what? I do not agree with what America is doing. Do I agree with everything that Putin's doing? Absolutely not.
Okay, but he agrees with everything Trump is doing.
Okay, well, I do. That's not true. I don't agree with everything.
He literally did a slobbery interview with him on his channel. There is no defending. You can't.
I'm an absolute centrist.
Bring up the Tim Pool Trump interview. He literally had an interview with Donald Trump. There was a slurp fest.
Okay, listen, when you get to interview the president, I mean, you might be there and then have him walk out 5 minutes ago. And I understand that you don't interview a lot of presidents, but when you're like me and a professional, journalist, these questions are arranged in advance. Okay, I don't get to do it on the fly.
I'll just say that when I talk to Israeli past presidents, the questions didn't have to be approved in advance.
Those past presidents don't matter very much. It's a very small country. Oh, okay. Some of them I hear are not the best people. Okay.
True. They already knew what I was going to ask because we have the Jew mind. We're connected.
Okay. This is like taking all my effort to be Tim Pool right now. But anyways,
they're everything.
It's just so easy. Like you're like, I can't imagine how he's going to weasel his way out of this. And it's like,
but he will because they have no accountability.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to be hard. It's be like, bro,
they're shameless.
The thing is, when you always hold these people to the fire like they're a Nazi, always, right? It's just like there's no like.
Just to be clear, when we say hold them to the fire, we mean like press a very lukewarm fork up to their hand and ask them for 1 second to like take some responsibility for their actions.
Yeah, but for them that might be like being held to the fire a little bit. When they feel like they're always a Nazi that wants to kill all black people and have nothing but white Christians in the country, and you're just screaming at them constantly, they just don't care, I guess, anymore. Anything you say.
That's fine. So then they become traitors.
Like you can't
treat them like traitors.
Yeah, but then they're just like, oh, that's just the fucking crazy left. They say anyone who doesn't want to have tampons in bathrooms is a traitor. Okay, that's it. So we were talking about Lex Friedman. You're kind of a little bit beholden to him.
Them?
Them, they.
Who's they?
They, them. Lex/Ruski. I don't know. Lex kind of goes synonymous with the Russian government, but you're a little beholden.
You say that like he was born in Moscow or something.
You're beholden to him because I assume you're friendly-ish with him.
I don't think I'm beholden to anybody, but...
Do you ever think you're getting another interview with him?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So we can go fucking balls to the wall then right now, can't we?
If you want to.
I do.
Okay.
Say what you think about him, now that you know.
Well, it's the same thing I would say about anybody in that position. I think they call themselves center-leaning, or if that's even a thing, the centrist, but they all end up carrying so much water for people on the right because they've gotten mind-fucked by the craziest people on the left, and then they just end up becoming basically fascist stooges for fascists, yeah.
The people, I think I said something a level similar to this at one point. Let's say that you have a racist guy who wants to kill all Native Americans, okay? Is that person who has no exposure to the internet, like they're just a fucking nobody? Like, you're just a fucking dude who just hates Native American people and just wants them dead. That's a bad person, no doubt. Is it a worse person, the rich guy with influence that allows you to become successful and famous and peddle those views to a lot of other people, knowing what you believe? Who's worse? Who's more worse? Who's badder?
Probably the rich guy, right?
I would think so as well.
Because he knows better.
He should know better.
He should know better. What do you get paid for if you're a content creator? That's what I'm curious about. I would hope that part of the reason why I'm paid as much as I'm paid is because I do research and my opinions are relatively well-founded and backed up, and hopefully I know what I'm talking about. That would be part of why I get so much money, right? Yeah. In a direct sense, it's just because I've got a lot of fans willing to pay. But like, if this is your job, like, what else are you doing? Like, it doesn't make sense when I look at people like Tim Pool or Dave Rubin. Like, these guys have takes that are the equivalent to what a man on the street would say, right? Like, do you think that Dave Rubin knows anything more about petroleum worldwide than a random conservative I'd pull off the street? They wouldn't. They would know nothing about it. Even the talk radio hosts of the days before, your Sean Hannity's, your Rush Limbaugh's, your...
Do you think that those guys were more educated?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were super educated.
The Rush Limbaugh,
they were more educated, for sure. Absolutely.
Because that Rush Limbaugh, I feel like he was actually probably hobnobbing and talking with senators and shit like that.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
I would concur.
Like Rush Limbaugh, Michael Savage, the old Glenn Beck, like these guys would know a million times more.
What happened to Glenn Beck?
He was gonna say he became fat. There was this
That's
thing
an
that
acceptable
happened.
answer.
There was this thing that happened in 2016. 2016 was the year that we split into the evilness.
Really?
Yes. In 2016, when Trump was on the up and up, there were a lot of conservatives that I would have disagreed with about a lot of things that still had some type of principled attachment to their Christian, their values, their Christianity, their values, like the things that they felt made them conservatives. And Donald Trump, obviously, is in opposition to almost every principled position conservative from 2010 or earlier would have had. And a lot of these people, Glenn Beck included, when they saw Donald Trump coming up, they were like, I don't like this guy for obvious reasons. I don't like this guy. He's not good for the Republican Party. And even after Trump was elected, he said that for a little bit, but then his media company started to get fucked because nobody wanted to watch The Blaze because Glenn Beck was anti-Trump. So then he changed his tune, and now he will swallow with the rest of them for anything that Trump ejaculates out of his 15 IQ mouth.
How big is, like, not like penis size, but like how big is, in viewers, is what I mean, is Glenn Beck right now?
I don't know how The Blaze. My guess is, if I had to guess, I'm totally pulling this out of just a feel vibes thing. I would guess that The Blaze is probably significantly smaller than the Daily Wire now. That'd be my guess.
Interesting.
Does anybody know if is there a way to measure that? Can we check?
Are they still on like traditional television?
I don't know. I don't know. Does Glenn Beck have a show on cable TV anymore?
I feel like we should have a show on cable TV.
That. Also, you should look
HBO.
at The Blaze. Go to The Blaze's YouTube. I'm just curious, like what their viewership even gets now. Wait, double click the name Blaze
13.
TV.
This is fucking.
Well, they post a lot though. Double click The Blaze TV, the name, and then go to Social Blade.
Okay. Sorry, I see her.
7.3 million is not bad, but I wonder how many of that. I wonder if they post shorts.
It has to be, because did you see how bad this was?
Yeah, but when people spam post a lot, it's hard to tell.
I mean, none of these things are getting more than. I mean, first off, we're going a week ago, right here, 1 week, and none of these are more than.
You can click shorts if you
Listen,
want.
my generator repair video gets more views than these, okay?
Yeah.
Hold up for a second. We're at 1.2K views here. Shorts, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, here we go. Big time. I don't find this person attractive. I just wanted to go on my way to call that out.
Why would you say that?
I don't. This one either. Flat head. Right here at the top. You see it? You can't unsee it.
Why don't you say one of the men are unattractive? Be fair.
Who we got here? This guy wearing lipstick, not attractive. But this one,
LOL. The live roast of Kamala at the DNC.
let's click it.
Oh boy.
Oh my. Why is she laughing?
Is he
What?
wearing blue tinted glasses?
Or he's looking at a monitor screen that's flashing blue.
No, that's less cool.
Why is she laughing?
Why is she laughing? Let's find out. Here we go.
I call her Laughing Kamala. You ever watch her laugh? She's crazy.
She has done a giant heap of nothing.
She was the vice president.
Wine moms for Kamala and
White dudes for Kamala?
yeah, femme men for Mamala.
Oh, femme men. Do you think they make some jokes about trans people?
Probably.
Oh, dude. I hope they talk about that cancel culture next. Holy shit.
Yeah, that stuff.
That'd be hilarious.
I hate cancel
Oh
culture.
my god. Does anyone else hate cancel culture? Hey guys, hope I don't get censored for this next joke. By the way, trannies, LOL.
I don't subscribe to that.
Hey, anybody thinks Michelle Obama and Macron's wife are men?
That is that's the Republican line.
Yeah, pretty epic.
This guy's lips are suspiciously bright.
Do you know how you could truly find out where the color of his lips come from?
How?
We need to look at Donald Trump's cock.
That's funny. Wait, isn't there a joke from our youth?
Is there?
There's something about blowing someone, rainbows and lipstick. But I can't, I'm never gonna be able to remember. This is like a joke that was like really edgy that was told when I was a kid. But I don't remember what it is. It's like something like, oh, it was, changing the lipstick every day or something, and that's why it's multicolored. I don't know.
What the f are you talking about?
I don't know.
From our youth? Maybe that was from your youth.
Okay, how much do you understand? We're basically the same age.
Basically, he's doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
It's doing actually very lot of light
I
lifting.
can't even be considered an 80s kid.
How do you figure? What year were you born?
December of 1988.
Okay, that's in the 80s. That's firmly in the 80s. It's not like you're like December of 89, practically 90s. No.
The only thing I was doing as an
buffer.
80s kid was sucking my mom's tit.
So?
I have no memories of that. I was not an 80s kid.
Do you have memories of what you were doing in 1990?
Yep.
What were you doing?
Punching my mom's tit.
You don't know then either.
I do. I remember it.
So it doesn't matter. You're one of us.
Do you know what memory I have from my childhood distinctly?
What?
I don't know how old I would have been. Probably 3 or 4. I remember crying a lot when I would go to daycare because my mom, I don't know how normal this was, but my mom would always, if she ever made me baby formula, she would warm it up in the microwave. So I'd have warm milk. And sometimes they would try to feed me cold milk in a bottle and I would hate it. And I would cry until I get warm milk.
I'm trying to think about.
Did you get warm milk?
I don't know if I can remember that far to the point where I was drinking milk. I remember preschool and they wanted you to take a nap. And I was like, bro, I'm not f***ing tired. And I never was tired. It's like, bro, it's 1 p.m. I ain't got the f*** you trying to have me go to sleep for. I got shit to do. I'm trying to ride that tricycle outside. Know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think I had preschool.
You definitely had preschool.
Preschool? I remember I went to kindergarten, Edison Elementary. I don't remember preschool though. I think that was like a newer. Oh no, because you went to preschool and you would have been before me.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever did. I don't know how normal preschool was when I was a kid.
Preschool's before kindergarten.
Yeah.
For like it can be a few years.
Yeah, but I don't know if that was like normal that everybody went to preschool. I don't even know today if it's normal that everyone goes to preschool.
Not only the ones that are loved by their parents.
Well, but no, probably the ones whose parents want them to get the fuck out of the house.
You could have said the ones that had money. That would have been a more funnier answer.
Go to push control T. Wait. Guess how many kids do you think go to preschool? My guess is going to be 25%.
60. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Wait, we need a drum roll. Drum roll. Okay, here we go. This is 53 seconds. How many kids go to preschool? Not now. Damn it. 70. Wait, no. Hold on.
Well, no, that counted. That counted.
Did it?
Because it says pre-K, right? That's preschool.
This is a long drum roll while we're figuring this out. Hold on. Okay.
Oh my God! Wait, what was my guess? I said 25%.
There we go. The end. Did you say 25? Percent and number of children enrolled. Is this percent? Oh, it's percentage. 20% of total.
Damn, what's going on in Alaska? They really don't like preschool there.
Alaska is really fucking big. And they're...
Well...
No, it's massive. It's like half the size of the United States.
Yeah, but that doesn't like mean anything, right?
No, it means a tremendous amount. A huge amount. Huge amount. When you have a landmass that big, but only a small population, there's certain amounts of funding that you get that just don't compromise for it. For instance, I grew up in a town that was huge, but had a small amount of people in it. Like landmass, it's like bigger than Miami.
Yeah, but the reason why I'm saying it doesn't mean much is because they all live together anyway, right? Like Texas is fucking huge, given the amount of people, but they all live like in like 5 cities, right?
Right,
so, like, I'm sure for Alaska,
but you're missing
cities,
me on the point there.
Okay, what am I missing?
Okay, so I lived in this town, and it's a huge town.
We know, you, Vito, Mr. Girl.
And they have to maintain all those roads. They have to maintain all those electric wires, sewer, all that crazy fucking shit. But there's like fucking 10 people living there, right? So it does mean a lot when you have a huge amount of area, a huge amount of responsibility, and not necessarily the funding that goes with that.
Sure, but my guess is going to be that...
And also, they're probably all fucking retarded conservatives because it's Alaska.
Most of Alaska is probably not like well-maintained. The vast majority of it is probably like desolate and...
Yeah, like fucking wilderness and shit.
Have you ever seen the video of the people that all live in the building?
Parker Schnabel?
Is that what it's called, or you're just making shit up?
No, Parker Schnabel. He does gold mining in Alaska. You know about him? Schnabel, the Parker Schnabels.
No.
Yeah, he's one of my people. He's out there. He's the best of them.
Is
Okay, of all the other people out there mining gold in fucking Alaska, one of us is out there fucking running the show. We're like, what's up? That's right. That's right. And he's there, and he's one of us. And you know.
Do you think gold even matters anymore that much?
Well, I mean, it matters to.
I bet there was some dude.
Some people.
I bet there was some dude historically. What year was the gold rush? Do you know? Was this like early 1800s or was it like early?
No. It was going to be early. So it was at like the start of San Francisco. Actually, you might be right.
I have no idea. People are saying mid 1800s. When did we start? When did oil start to become a thing?
When the Earth was formed?
No.
When did oil become a thing? We have to watch the movie with
There Will
your
Be
favorite
Blood.
actor.
What I wonder if there was some dude who was like mining in the earth looking for gold and he found some annoying black shit. He's like, fuck this. And then he left it and then went to find some small gold mine.
Is that when we discovered oil?
But then he fucked up because he's like, fuck, I should have stayed with the oil instead.
When do you think we discovered oil?
Well, I don't know about, it doesn't matter when we discovered it. It matters when we could utilize it, right?
But that we're going on a little tangent here. When do you think we discovered oil? We, the royal civilization.
Okay.
Think.
Let me think.
Get that.
Like we were using oil in like trains and shit?
We were no, because we didn't have trains, but we're like,
oh, no, wait, we used oil, or trains were like, it was steam engines, right?
Yeah.
Like coal and shit, right?
No, when did we were like, yo, this black shit, you can light this shit on fire.
On fire and make shit? Fuck.
He's thinking.
It's sometime in the 1800s.
You think before then, because that shit was on the surface. No one's like, this is interesting.
Then we were like lighting shit. And
you can make some sick candles out of this.
Oil.
I will say this.
Like in the Revolutionary War.
You know what?
Were they using oil for anything? Well, wait, does like oil, blubber, and lamps count?
No, I'm talking oil out of the ground. Because you're correct. Early on, whaling was a huge deal. Because they're like, yo, these whales, they got some premium candle lighting ability. Let me tell you.
I have no idea.
I don't either.
When did we use?
They must have known about that shit in Iraq or something.
And you must know, and you have to do shit.
You don't have to do shit.
No, you do, because it's like it comes out of the ground like dog shit.
It's black.
Yeah, but you have to like separate it out into some good shit.
By burning it. It's not like fucking rockets.
No, by doing a whole bunch of chemical engineering bullshit.
It's actually not. I looked into this. It's actually not as crazy as you think.
Well, it depends on where you're getting the oil from. In the Middle East, it might not be that crazy.
Do you know how they determine, like the difference, like the very simple, can I pull up Microsoft Paint here? Here's my
train what?
Okay. Here's my understanding. Okay. And what I'm going to do for all the light mode enjoyers at home is I'm going to reverse this. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Here is my understanding of how oil is turned into shit.
Sure.
Okay.
While you're doing this, never mind.
No. What?
There's the Mac guy that was working on Tenet is live. Can we call into his show?
This is how I think gasoline is made, very simply. All right, down here we have a fire, okay? And then we're gonna make the oil, it's gonna be gold, okay? So we pour, actually no, we've already used this color. Oil is gonna be green, okay? We pour the oil into the bottom of this tank, okay? And this is a fire below, okay? And it's burning. And now the tank, okay, at different part, I don't want that one. I want this one. Control Z, okay? The tank has different outlets, okay? At different parts of different heights of the shit, okay? Like, imagine it like a faucet. Like there's a faucet right there, and there's a faucet right here, and right here, and right here. And basically, how it works is like this one gives you crude, this one gives you kerosene, this one gives you gas, and then like this one gives you fucking, I don't know, some other shit. I think that's how it works.
You understand that what you've just described here is infinitely more complex than just set it on fire, right? You'd have to even know that it separates out into different components that have different chemical properties that make it useful for different applications, right?
I don't know. This is how I saw a movie of them doing this in the Amazonian rainforest. They were like stealing from a pipeline.
Yeah.
and I think they were. It was like some, Vice used to be good, by the way. Remember that? Back when they had this really shitty web interface, was like a TV, and you had to like listen to like static. Anyways, I think I watched a video of them like making cocaine in the Brazilian forest or something, and then something was there like this.
Wait, have you ever been on a cruise before?
Yeah.
Did you see that new huge cruise ship? Something of the Dream of Norway? Am I making that up? Fuck, I don't remember what it's called.
I don't know. I mean, they're always making them bigger and bigger.
That's huge.
Here.
Yeah.
Not that you ever would, but if you want to go on a cruise, if you live in Miami, especially at Miami Beach, there's huge deals to be had if you just fucking show up like, hey, what you got? I'm here today. They'll be like, how would you like to be in the fucking CEO King Dick suite for fucking $8? Because we haven't sold it. Type of thing.
Damn.
And then you can do it.
You know what I should do?
What?
I should go and buy all of those up and then resell them to people coming at higher prices.
What was that argument about between you and Lycan exactly? What happened there? Was something about Taylor Swift?
I think that generally the reason why scalping is profitable is because the initial tickets are usually listed too low because of the bad PR that people think of. They list things too high. And then a bunch of scalpers come in and arbitrage and make a fuck ton of money. And then everybody gets really mad at the scalpers when in reality, they probably just need to price the initial things higher. Or they need to figure out a better way to do price discrimination. So it's not so easy for...
Well, it's always because they're not making enough of the thing. It's always a limited supply thing.
Kind of, yeah. But I mean, like if it was higher in cost... Like if you sold Taylor Swift tickets at $1 million each, you wouldn't run out of Taylor Swift tickets, right?
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like GPUs was another example. There was a lot of people that were buying them to resell them higher, but it wasn't that much higher, right? It was just because they were already priced pretty aggressively. Like I remember a 3080 Ti, I think was supposed to MSRP, the Founders Edition, for like, I don't know, X dollars, and it feels like they were scalping it for like $200 or $300 more. Like they took a lot of wind out of the
That's
sales.
A decent amount of profit.
It's a lot of effort to go stand in front of a fucking Best Buy for 3 hours to make $300.
Well, that super depends.
Yeah, it depends. If
3 hours, $300 profit, $100 an hour.
I don't think it was 3 hours. I think it was like overnight. You had to sit there. Like Best Buy would have like 20 or something. But there's people that make bots and shit that do it now. I don't know. I mean, what's the problem with scalping? People don't like it. I mean, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, it feels shitty, of course.
Yeah, but I think the issue God, shocker! Rich people have a better experience than non-rich people.
Well, the issue is that people get mad because it feels like the scalper is keeping them from getting something that they would have gotten for cheaper, but they assume that they would have gotten it when they probably wouldn't have. It probably would have just gone to somebody else. Is the first issue, and the second issue is people are super entitled today, and there are people like screaming like that it's a human right, like a basic foundational right that they get to see a Taylor Swift.
What?
No, to see a Taylor Swift concert.
Gotcha.
That it's like a human right. And the fact that like you would even think about saying, and then so people on my like subreddit are on a regular basis, Destiny thinks it's a luxury product to be able to see a concert of like the most popular musicians in the world. Yeah, it is. And then there's also people saying things like, and I admit that like my experience might be different from other people's experiences growing up, or things might be different. People say things like, it's a lot more reasonable for a person to take a day off work to spam refresh to get concert tickets than it is to like save up money extra for concert tickets. And it's like, I don't know if you can just call out from a job and say, I want to stay home because I need to spam refresh for concert tickets. But you know, who knows?
Whose show are we supposed to be calling into potentially?
It's one of the 6 employees of Tenet Media. One of the 6 contractors. One of the smaller ones.
Which one?
I don't remember his name. But if he hasn't reached out by now, we're probably not going to. So
Matt Christensen, is he live on something? Matt Christian, a special stream. He's live with 420 viewers. Hold on.
You mean he's live with?
With like
an accumulation of 420 viewers. Yeah. Benny Johnson's live too.
What to say? There's no
exception.
Hold on.
From my experience, though, again, they're not saying that.
Hey,
there's no shot they're watching the Twitter chat.
You don't think so?
No.
No, he's not talking. He's watching over here.
The order of priority here. The disrespect.
This is another guy.
Commentator 6.
They're talking to each other.
Hey, buddy, we would love to chat with you. Oop, 2 ways. Can't have misspells. Right now with 10K viewers.
Video announcing the launch of the company.
Wow. Shy at the wow? What about smiley face? Smiley face or no smiley face?
Smiley face.
Smiley face.
Why is that
included in the indictment? I don't know. That's true. I did say that.
Okay, we're going to give it a second.
What relevance is that?
Dan, click on the YouTube links.
That I am referenced.
Dan, I do not wear a furs. That's obvious. I'm not wearing it right now. You guys are over.
They can't hear this, by the way. This is super quiet. We can barely hear it, right?
Yeah, okay. Well, there's nothing to...
True. So just leave him.
All right. They're scared. This guy is lipstick. Okay. While we sit and wait, how are we going to know? I guess they'll spam us in chat, right? That's what usually happens.
Yeah, but they won't.
They won't because they're scared.
Absolutely.
Of the liberal trans media.
I'm the John Wick to these guys. Okay, that's who I am. These guys are petrified. There's a reason why they were all like, he's not coming back on our show.
All right. So Lex Friedman, what do you put the odds are that he's okay? I don't think he's paid by Russia. I think he makes enough money just being himself that he probably isn't paid by anyone. I think the left pushed him to be as much.
I don't know anything anymore. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe.
You think there's a chance he's being paid by?
I don't know. I have no idea for anybody. Why? I don't understand why, especially having a kid. Why would, especially working between two countries? Like, do you understand how much you're implicating by doing that? And then, and for such a
don't say a small amount of money, because that's life-changing money for this people.
I don't believe so.
How much money were you making when you were a 3,000 viewer StarCraft Andy? 100K a year? 150?
Yeah, but I mean, so for them,
and now you're talking about picking in 2 million. It's still like that.
No. Their payment for about a year's worth of work was about $760,000.
That's money.
Yeah, but I bet she was big enough to be making at least like 250,000. 750 is definitely an upgrade, but to be a spy, to do that with a kid,
they don't think they're a spy. They're like, listen, they never think that. They never think that because they give themselves enough leeway to do it. You could do it too. You could do it too.
No, with who?
Let's say, I'm trying to imagine a situation right now. Okay.
Yeah, do it.
Let's say Sweden. No, because you obviously, Norway. Norway comes to you and they're like, hey, listen, we would like to sponsor your stream. And you're like, Norway, why would you want to sponsor my stream? And it's like, well, we see that you are a pragmatic individual that cares about the environment and is not retarded. And obviously, you know that nuclear energy is based and that fucking drilling for oil is retarded. And we would just like you maybe to do a piece on that. And we'll give you $1 million. You're like, okay, that sounds already in line with what I already think. I think that renewable resources and screwing the environment is probably bad. And I already agree that nuclear is better. So you do it. And then you find out afterwards that the United States has a major, or not even that you find out afterwards, you find out that the United States is heavily invested in coal, in drilling, in oil, and we love that shit. And it's the heart of our country. And it's only Norway, these cucks, that are pushing for nuclear energy. And you're like, do you feel like a spy? Or do you feel like...
The only reason why I don't buy into this and why I just don't buy these explanations is like, for something like that, I could see that happening. But it's not like Russia's coming and asking you to shill really hard for a new type of VPN internet security that just happens to be owned by a shell company that, like, this is like Russia, the country that's invading Europe right now and is engaged in the wholesale slaughter of Ukrainians and is being accused of potentially genocide or other war crimes as part of their invasion, as they're trying to, also the country that is known for disseminating misinformation and engaging in cyber warfare against the United States and has already had indictments out about that company, just wants you to like make the kind of content that you think is important and, you know, maybe talk about how the terrorist attacks in Moscow, you know, weren't done by ISIS, but maybe were done by Ukrainians and United States citizens. Like, I feel like it's a lot different. You are right. There is an abstracted world where I'm like, oh, fuck, maybe that shouldn't have been, maybe this wasn't okay.
It's right? Like the absolute anti-policy of the United States, right? And you could say in that case.
Like, for instance, like, this would be, okay, I'm not implicating anybody here, but like, let's say that it came out, for instance, that like Progressive Victory was funded by like Venezuela and Bolivia, and that's why they supported really progressive candidates.
To try and fuck the Democratic Party.
The Democratic Party, right?
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
oh, That sucks. But like, even on PV, I'm already like a little uncomfortable with like the super progressive people that they push. I'm already uncomfortable with those people. So the idea that a company would come to me and be like, and also, by the way, when I say uncomfortable, I don't mean I think they're like foreign funded. I just mean like, ooh, I don't know how much this aligns with my values, right? But the idea that a company could come to me that is like an enemy of the United States. Also, keep in mind too.
Ooh, that's a rough one.
What?
Are we an enemy with Russia right now? We're not at war with them. We're certainly, you could say that we're somewhat adversarial, but we're trade partners with Russia. We have treaties with Russia. We have tourism with Russia. We have trade agreements. Did I already say that? We have, people get citizenship from Russia to America and everything. We're not at war with Russia right now. There is no war with Russia. Ukraine's at war with Russia. We're certainly in a proxy war with them, right? But where do you draw that line personally? Would you say
we're adversaries with Russia?
Are we adversaries with Belarus?
Yes.
Kazakhstan?
I don't know enough about them to say.
That's not a fair answer.
Okay, since I don't have a definitive answer on every single foreign policy entanglement across the world, I can't have an answer on Russia? There's very clearly like an axis of interest.
Random ally that is a random big ally of Russia. Are we friendly with them? Random big ally of Russia?
Probably not. Like if Syria was to approach me and ask me to do content.
South Africa? Brazil?
I would be wary because of BRICS. I would be wary for that. Yeah.
Right. BRICS. Sometimes it's not as clear cut. I don't know.
Stop. I agree with you that can be the case. That's not the case here. Play my Twitter clip. Go to my Twitter.
This is cringe.
Go to my Twitter. I don't know if you know. Okay, how blatant this stuff is. Because I agree with you in principle. But in application, scroll down.
Oh my God, did you get community noted?
No, he did.
They did. Whew. I was about to have to leave this podcast.
He thinks the indictment was leaked because he doesn't know what an indictment is. He doesn't know what leaked means. He doesn't know what the Department of Justice is because he's a fucking shill fuck.
I was about to have to leave. I can't. If you got community noted,
no. I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about Benny. Sorry.
I know. I'd have to leave immediately.
Shut up. I would never get community noted.
Okay, where are we going?
Scroll down.
More.
Yeah.
More.
That one.
This one right here.
Now hold on. Wait. Pause it.
Pause.
Go back to the beginning.
Pause.
Don't do that. Go back to the beginning.
Wait. Pause.
No one cares. Go back to the beginning.
Yes.
Go back to the beginning. Okay.
Yes.
Full screen it. Okay. Now. Norway comes to me. Okay. Norway's like, hey, like maybe you should consider doing a no oil thing or whatever. And okay, that was your example. And I understand that was just an example, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This is what I'm
big
talking
in oil
about,
and everything. Yeah,
this is what I'm talking about.
Okay. Here we go.
Might have to turn it down a little bit. Go.
Okay.
I don't know how loud it's going to be. Just
They know it.
Okay.
But I don't know that it matters anymore. This is psychotic. Ukraine is the enemy of this country. Ukraine is our enemy, being funded by the Democrats. I will stress this again. One of the greatest enemies of our nation right now is Ukraine. They are expanding this war. Now, don't get me wrong, I know. You've got criminal elements of the U.S. government pushing them and guiding them and telling them what to do. Ukraine is now accused, a German war issued for blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline, triggering this conflict. Ukraine is the greatest threat to this nation and to the world. We should rescind all funding and financing, pull out all military support, and we should apologize to Russia. They know it. But I don't know that it matters anymore.
All right, so
this is
I'll admit that this is a little rough to explain. I'm trying to steelman all this as best as I can.
Dan is the refinery is to produce the amount of steel necessary to coat this argument in steel plating.
Okay, Ukraine is the enemy of America because the Democrats are evil and they just want to go to war constantly.
And because of the criminal elements in the U.S. government. Yeah. Also, by the way, the Nord Stream pipeline was blown up after the war started, not before the war started, which, by the way, he got the timeline on that conspicuously incorrect.
He was being hyperbolic, saying that Ukraine is the enemy. The Ukrainian war is the enemy. America
and
is
us apologizing to Russia.
America does not need to be the world police, okay? We need to focus. We have a homeless issue here. We have a health crisis here. We need to focus on our home. The amount of money that we spend on these foreign wars should be spent on having people having live-in girlfriends and apartments.
Yeah, you can say all of that without saying we should apologize to Russia and that Ukraine is an enemy. But anyway, this is like the crazy shit, like it's just so beyond the pale. Also, going back, another thing that you said too, okay, right, in that like there's a world where I can imagine like being a useful idiot. I have been a useful idiot for Democrats and for progressives sometimes and for conservatives. It's happened to me, okay, but when somebody's saying, hey, listen, we're going to go ahead and route this money through like a New York bank, and the memo is going to say things like for iPhone version 518, 256.
Is that what it said in the indictment?
Yes, yeah.
I'm trying to think about that one right now.
At some point, you got it. Oh, also, no, damn.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God, it's so funny.
This is making it difficult for me.
No, it's so funny, too, okay? Because, first of all, now, if they would have watched my stream, guys, you got to watch my stream because I at least read stuff so you can get like good information on how to operate. Like, for instance, the Proud Boys used Signal. And if you listened last episode we had with Theo, Signal is good because it is end-to-end encryption.
Yes.
Okay. The FBI can't subpoena Signal and get your messages like they apparently did with fucking Discord and Google.
And Telegram.
Okay? So,
well, but Telegram doesn't answer.
Yeah. So, Lauren Chen, okay, will be asking she'll be messaging her Russian contact who supposedly lives in Paris, asking, hey, what's the status of my invoice? And then she won't get a response. And then it said, and then defendant one typed into Google, time in Moscow.
Yeah.
To see why he wasn't responding.
You know, the interesting part is that because the simple fact, oh my God.
Yeah.
Lauren Chen's already in custody.
You think so?
I think so.
No, I don't. Well, I don't know how sealed indictments work. Can an indictment warrant be issued? Can a warrant for arrest be issued before the indictment is unsealed? I'm not sure.
You think that you could drop something like this and then let these people potentially go out there and spill their story? Now, this is me being hyperbolic. The source... right up here, this big 140 something.
You should Google that, actually. I'm
IQ.
curious because I think you can be arrested and then the indictment can be unsealed after. So it's possible that they've already been arrested.
She hasn't made a statement.
Well, but that could be because she's like, oh, fuck. You should Google that real quick. I'm just curious.
Okay.
You could be right.
What am I Googling?
Can you be arrested for unsealed indictment? Because the arraignment is when your charges are read to you, right?
I feel like I'm not going to get it.
What is a sealed indictment? Click that.
What is a sealed indictment? Oh, this is Mendoza law. This guy's Mexican. He doesn't know what's going on.
Scroll down.
A sealed
indictment is...
hold on, I'll read it. A sealed indictment is a legal document that is filed by a prosecutor. Sorry, I'm not going to do anymore. Sorry.
My God.
That was my...
And allows the DA's office to bring criminal charges against an individual or group of individuals. Key difference between a regular indictment and a sealed indictment is that the latter is kept secret from the public until the defendant is arrested or brought to court. Oh, okay. So, gotcha. Ooh, so they... Wait, when is the last anybody's heard from...
Oh my God, are we hearing it first here from Dan's giant brain that Lauren Chen and her husband are already currently in custody by the U.S. Marshals? Would the U.S. Marshals be doing this?
Well, I don't know if their company is named in Tennessee. I'm trying to remember the last time I talked to her. That's so funny because she was at Tim Pool's when we did our last episode and they were all like chatting about like business stuff. By the way, the State Department ever wants to reach out to me. Okay.
Why is that? That's so weird.
Yeah, but they were talking, but it was in July. It was when all this was being found. I'm trying to think if she was mentioning her and her husband moving to the U.S. or not. I don't remember.
We're like the authority on all things.
I love that I can see all these people like on the J6 shit, like the guys getting seditious conspiracy. Oh, Joe Biggs, I debated this guy on guns and shit. It's very interesting seeing them all show up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn, I'm so curious.
Me too.
If she's already arrested. Wait, Google her Twitter account. When was the last tweet?
Oh my God. Lauren
I am a little bit offended that nobody... Where's my, like, Russian BPD girl that's supposed to try to, like, draft me into the fucking...
Already taken, bitch. Step aside.
That was, like, 15 years ago.
That was 20 years ago. What was this bitch's Twitter? This one right here. There ain't gonna be a response.
Last retweet on the 3rd. Replies. This is pinned. Go down.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? 20 hours ago, this bitch tweets a lot. Hold on. And then doesn't tweet at all anymore. Where's the... Hold on. We do need a soundboard. Sound of jail cell closing. This is not as effective. No, not opening, just closing. This one. Done. Just like that. You heard it here first on We Think It Probably Is the Case News Incorporated. Anything else? Yeah, her and her husband. I'm guessing there's no way they would let them just like be walking around. Like that would be like super. Just imagine for a second. You're like, huh, all this news is dropping right now. I know that company. It's like the Leonardo DiCaprio, like, hey, I know those guys. What the
fuck. That was like back in the day when you're in StarCraft, you wake up and you look at the news like, oh shit, that's my team. Or like, oh shit, that's, oh no.
Uh-oh. Awkward. Yeah. She's probably in jail. Her husband too. Jail's the one that you go to before you've been sentenced, and then you go to prison. But
I don't know if that's like true or not. I know that people say that colloquially. I don't know if that's like an actual thing, but yeah, I've heard that a lot. You go to jail, and then once you have your own arraignment, your sentencing, then you go to court or your conviction.
But she's not an American citizen. Can we put her in jail? How does that work with Canadians?
We must be able to, yeah.
Like if you're Canadian, and
I
you get
don't
caught
think
here,
so.
Nobody cares about anti-Canadian discrimination, right? I hope.
She's not named as a defendant in the indictment, just as a member of the scheme. She might be arrested, but this indictment doesn't have charges against her listed. Yes, but there could be another indictment that's sealed for her. Yes.
Her husband is going to be the one. I bet he's named on everything, and she's not named on shit.
What? No, they're both. No,
You think they're both named on it?
She's named as
on
defendant,
the companies,
or no, not defendant. She's named as like founder 1, and he's founder 2. So
God, they're so stupid.
They're the dual founders of the Tenet Media Company. Yes, and she was accepting payments to her company, Roaming Millennial LLC in Canada, and then to Tenet Media. Yeah.
You know, the thing that's annoying is that if she does go to jail, you can't really dunk on her very much, you know? And then even when she comes out of jail, she's gonna be like, you know, everything I said, I still believe. This is bullshit. Like, you know, it's just going to be like a Shkreli thing. Like, oh, they got me because technically I didn't register. My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't fill out this form.
And I'm doing it. It's my sole job. I will wake up the left online that these people are subhuman fucks that deserve to be treated as such, that you can't take them seriously, that they should be lambasted, made fun of, humiliated, that you can't let these people continue to walk away with this behavior. It's insane. This is crazy. Again, just to reiterate, if this had come out and it was like Israel or Ukraine was funding some media group like this, you don't think these guys would be crying from the rooftops, screaming to the ends of the earth?
Just as much as we are right now. I actually don't agree with that part. I think you're overreacting. I think the right already screams that about IPAC.
Yeah, so, with nothing.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like if it came out that IPAC was sponsoring a bunch of streamers.
It's AIPAC.
Whatever.
You donate like $1 million a year to them, so you should know what they're called. Yeah.
I care so much about what happens in Israel. Oh my God.
I'm glad you finally admit it. You don't give a fuck. Every diasporate is the same, by the way, guys.
What were we talking about again?
You're saying that it wouldn't change much because they already like ramped it up.
They already think that anyways, right? Like I genuinely think if a story came out today and it was like Stephen Bonnell got paid. Is it Bonnell?
I'm just saying Bonnell.
Is it Bonnell?
Bonnell. I don't know why you would mispronounce my name. Like everybody mispronounced my name. You should
Bonnell.
know. Yeah. Saltman?
You know, I think beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Oh.
Do you want it to be? You know what I say?
Yeah, Danielle Saltman. Yeah, you're one of my favorite content co-creators.
You know what I have to say on the phone? Apparently my S's sound like my F's. When I'm saying my name, I'm like S-A-L-T. And they're like, F? It's like, no, motherfucker, S.
That's why we were so close to closing that fucking Anything Else episode with Bob Saget, and he hung up on you.
That's funny. That's funny. And now I've forgotten what I was going to say. Oh, no, it's back. What I've had to do is I say the opposite of the Pepper Woman, and then they do a little laugh, and then they say, can you spell it again? Because they don't actually get it. Oh, God. Anyways, okay. I don't think it would change anything.
If only he wasn't dead. Dude, we should do Anything Else episodes.
With dead people?
Yeah.
We could.
We could bring what are they called? Ouija Ouija?
We could like have recordings of them. We could ask them questions and have them answer like pre-recorded. Be like, so Bob, what do you think about black people?
I like the Ouija board.
And then he would say something like, someone asked him like, what do you think about squirrels? Be like, well, what can I say? They like to live in a tree.
We should do the Ouija board instead.
Okay.
We could bring a lady that does say, I bet we're in Miami Beach. We could absolutely find a lady who does like seances or whatever. We could set up candles and have her here like to just answer questions under the microphone for whatever dead guy she's channeling.
Yeah, we could do that. We used to know somebody that we used to know did that.
Who?
Jade.
Well, but like for real. We'll find like some
you think
45-year-old.
She wasn't for real?
No, we'll find some 45-year-old woman. We should interview the firefighter.
I would get her on for an episode, but I worry that she seems, that was like a
just kidding, guys. That
was like a time in her life, and I feel like if she came on here, it would like be a trajectory altering thing that could f her up. She's like such a good, nice person that somehow we didn't corrupt. And if she came on and did one episode, I worry that it would completely destroy her life.
We don't corrupt people here.
No.
They come and they leave as they were. Sometimes we're like marijuana. If they have like the proclivity to be crazy, we can like unearth it.
That's a problem.
Well, no, they would have been unearthed anyways.
We are an accelerant.
No, we are an exposer.
We're an accelerant. If you pour gas on this table right now and don't do anything, it'll be fine. It'll dry up and it'll go away. But if there's an open flame near here, not going to be good.
It's like we're wiping graffiti off the wall and there's a swastika underneath. We didn't draw it.
Yeah, but that wall could go its whole life without that swastika being exposed.
One day it'll rain and people will see.
Rain doesn't wash off fucking paint. I don't know what type of paint
the rain here in Miami does.
Acid rain?
Hey, speaking of which, did you know that there's like almost another hour of this podcast that you're not going to see on this YouTube video? If you want to get the full thing, you have to be a Patreon subscriber, which you can do at patreon.com/anything else. You also have very cool things that you get in there, like being able to be on the live show viewer call-ins, suggesting the topics, and like behind the scenes footage. There's some really good stuff there. So yeah, check it out.
Some more Patreon exclusive footage. And here is my neighbor's cat ready to get into a fight to the death.
Oh no.
With Lycan's dog. He's a big pussy though. He's just smelling.
You chill.